So the big question is, what do you find difficult being a man?
I feel like a lot of guys, a lot of men, and especially people that I speak to, is usually about finances.
Yes.
They feel like they need to have certain
Everything
things in order and in check. I feel like goals is a big one as well, man. Like having your shit, like the stuff that you've always wanted to attain. So like certain things, certain goals that you wanted. Like if you haven't really reached that, it's like, who are you? Like,
in general.
Yeah. I don't know, like, personally, no one don't want to be a bum. You know what I mean? No one don't want to be a bum. And
I'd hope not, bro. I'd hope not. I'd hope that you don't have to ambition or want to.
Everybody's definition of a bum or
it's all different.
A man, all of these
different.
things are totally different, though, isn't it? So, like, answering the question, I would say spin it to yourself personally.
That's kind of hard.
What is it that you feel is the hardest things for you as a man?
Woo!
Ooh.
Making it all personal.
Now, because we can do the generalization thing, but it's like everybody's point of views might be so different.
Very true.
What is it that you find difficult as a man? Because, like, as you say, a lot of people will probably say, oh, it's the money thing. But then, is it just the money thing? Like, what is it really? Because I feel like a lot of men compete with not only
there's
their
competition,
peers,
status,
what
comes with monetary things. For me personally, I don't know that. I'm alright with it. Like, I'm alright with the whole pressure because I just feel like I'm just a person. My mindset is just like anything like that. I just use it to motivate me to do things, innit? To do more. I think you said something before, or someone said something in the group, and there was a saying. It was kind of cool, and I think it was like, life's unfair, but it makes it fair, or something like that. Did you say that?
Oh no.
What was it?
I think it was being a man isn't easy, but it's fair, innit?
It's not easy, but it's fair.
Yeah. And then there was another one which said, life isn't fair, but that's what makes it fair.
Yeah.
You see what it is? In especially, let's say we're talking in this day and age, I feel like all the pressure men feel, it's all self-inflicted.
Explain.
A lot, not all, but
deeper.
a lot of it is self-inflicted.
How?
Because in this day and age, you can do what you want, be who you want.
Yeah.
There's not really that much pressure from, like, let's say we're going back to like our parents' age or our grandparents' age. Like back then, you had to be a man, innit? There's no like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it for me, or like back then, like the man goes to work, the woman's more staying at home. So it's like pressure, innit? I feel like that was them times. It was real pressure. It was, you looked at a bit weird if you didn't have a woman, kind of them times.
Okay.
In late, this is real talk.
No,
like,
I just said okay. Yeah.
Like say if you're like 25, like you need look at the ages your grandparents had kids and that.
Yeah.
You're talking early 20s. Now people having their first children late 20s, 30s, even mid 35s.
I don't know. Quite a lot of people have children though.
Nah, but I'm just saying overall, it's acceptable now.
Oh, nowadays people are having.
You can do what you want, but back then there was a lot of pressure to. Not even. It was just a standard. Like it wasn't even pressure. This is just what you do.
Yeah.
So like you're raising a family. Like if you deep it, like your parents were all raising families. By the time my parents were like 30, they may have had 2 kids or at least a child.
Yeah.
And like it's a whole family unit, and they're trying to move abroad. But now, it's like being young has been pushed forward. Like you can be young in your late 20s, you can be young in your early 30s.
Yeah.
Even 40, people consider themselves still young. But when you go look at our parents, when they turn 21, you're an adult. You're in the real world. There's no room. It looks as if there's no room for like these silly little mistakes to be going wrong. Like I feel like back then the pressure was higher, but now you can just choose your own journey, and people aren't really. There's not so much pressure to like have a child at a certain age, get married. You can just do it in your own time, kind of. That's how I see it anyway. Like personally, I've always been someone I don't really feel that much pressure from society. Like I'm like, when I was younger, but as I got older, I just realized I'm on my own journey. I'm doing my own thing, innit? Like,
yes.
It's in my own time. Like, there's not. It's just I'm just doing my own thing. Like,
and same time
I'm in
you
competition with myself.
You got nothing to prove to anyone at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So when a lot of times people say like monetary reasons, like why? Who are you comparing it to? Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like all these comparisons, I think we get lost in the matrix.
Yeah.
And like we are on Instagram, we're on social media, we see all these things. And sometimes, like, subconsciously, you could be like, bro, like,
Yes.
I need to be like that. Not even on a hating thing. Not even on a hating thing, but it's like, okay, so he's there, like, I need to be there. So you could be like, it's just a thing, like, it's just a comparison thing, and it's just straight competition, innit?
I did it the other day. We went to the opening. I see my brother was driving a nice car, and I was like, yeah, I'm slacking. But then I remembered, that's me. I'm doing whatever I'm doing now, but longevity-wise, I don't know where I'm going to end up in the long term. I could be in a better situation long term. He could be here right now. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Very true.
So it's just a case of making sure that I do whatever I'm doing for me, and in the long term, everything will pan out.
The only person you should be in competition with is yourself, innit? Yeah. So I feel like in that type of aspect, that could be something. But that's with everyone, though. I don't think that's just men in general, innit?
All right. Let's be the devil's advocate now, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's be real, yeah.
Yeah.
So you lot don't feel the like. I know I said like.
Yeah.
I don't really feel because I don't know. I've always been that guy who just I don't care. I only care about myself and my own lane, innit?
Yeah.
I've always only, but at the same time, I know for a fact, you can't, like you said, you saw your friend in a nice car, and you saw it. So, do you honestly feel like there's no competition? Do you not feel like the competition pushes you to do better?
What I was going to say is, because we even had a conversation about it, because it was like, yeah, there's competition. It's all well and good seeing how someone was able to get there, and cool is going to motivate you to do it, but how are you going to sustain it?
Yeah.
Like you said, what's that quote that you put on the wall about success is measured by?
Oh yeah, so the quote. So I love the quote. And I say I love it, and it just went out of my head. But I think it basically says the measure of success isn't about the car that you drive when you're earning. It's about the car that you drive when basically you finish to see how well you've done, type of thing. So like, I love that one because it just shows you that, obviously, like you said, life's just a marathon, isn't it? So it doesn't matter about what you've got now. As long as you've got a goal and you've got a plan, and you just head for it and just make sure you get things patterned. You never know what could happen, innit? Like, I'm sure you even said before, like, just hypothetically, when it was about like millionaires. Some people become millionaires in like the 40s, 50s and stuff like that. You just never know. That type of thing.
That's to be expected.
I think most people don't start until they're like mid-30s to late
30s. Okay. See, that's mad.
I don't really watch face like that, innit, or watch other people.
Yeah.
But personally, I put pressure on myself to do well, innit?
Yes.
And it has its pros and cons, innit? Because of course it can drive you to do well, but at the same time, it can stress you the hell out.
Yes.
Like, to the point it could put you in depression. You never know. Like, it raw could. You know what I'm saying? Because
be worried for your mentals as well.
Exactly.
Man.
Like, sometimes you set out to do stuff, and where you want it so bad, you're like, this needs to happen now.
Yes.
But everything doesn't happen like when you want it. Like, you're not in control of it, innit? So
It wasn't built in a day.
you know what I'm saying? So that's the pressure. I put pressure on myself, innit? Really.
Where
and
does this
truly.
pressure come from?
For me,
Yeah.
man, I just want to do well, innit? Like, I just want to.
I feel you were right when you made the statement about it's self-inflicted. Because if you watch everybody's goal and success value is totally different. So like a man can say, boom, I just wanted to have a stable job that can last me my life and cover all my bills, and I can still do my freedom stuff to an extent.
Make him happy, yeah.
That could be a success. But compared to someone else who may be earning more in a short period of time, he's deemed unsuccessful. So it's like those pressures we have on ourselves. As you said, we also have goals where we're saying, we need to do this. Like, this is my aim in life. And you're wanting it to happen now. And you stress yourself so much, you forget the overall goal of what you're working for.
Yeah.
Was it to be comfortable at the end or comfortable now? Was it to be at a certain level, at a time frame? Like, did you put those brackets on yourself to say, alright, cool, by the time I'm 35, this and this needs to be in place.
Okay.
You've now put that pressure on yourself. But it doesn't help that when you're looking around, you see other people thriving in ways that you see as success.
Yeah.
So you may look and think, okay, by these 3 points here, I need by 35. But then you might see someone hitting 2 of those points, and they're younger than you. Or they may even be your age right now, and you're like, shit, fuck, how they get there? Start to put even more pressure on yourself, thinking, actually, maybe I can achieve that much quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas in your plan, if you follow the plan, you most likely will get there and even beyond by 35.
It depends on your mindset, man. Just use those type of things as motivation, innit? Like, even if they're young or whatever, just use everything that you see as motivation and be obviously happy because it's just whatever your journey is. But I got a little spanner to put in the works and I said it right this time. Beautiful. But I was just going to say, pressures with... Actually, let me ask this question, yeah. Is any of you got children, bro?
No.
Any of you got kids? Nah. Jam?
Why are you?
I'll show you he's got a kid in Jamaica, bro. Nah, I'm joking.
Hold on. What?
Nah, I'm
Bro,
joking.
come on now.
Nah, but the reason I brought kids into occasion, is because of pressures of maintaining a family. Obviously, it's supposed to be on the man's back. For me personally, like, I don't know, like, me personally, I just feel like that's the way it is, isn't it? And that's the way it's just got to be, and it's motivation for me because I'm just thinking, yep, man just need to get everything patterned. I need to pattern everything and do everything. So, not that my kids will be alright, man need to do it, so my grandchildren.
Generational wealth.
Generational, yeah. But obviously, that in itself is a pressure.
I think the pressure comes before that stage. It's finding the right partners to sustain the generational wealth and pass down the right type of mentality to keep and maintain that.
Okay.
Like it's all good saying that, alright, cool, you set up yourself, you get with someone, but what are they bringing to help mature and raise your child?
Yeah.
And plus, if you find the right person, it won't be a thing of like, I'm trying to look after my families, we are looking after our unit.
From the two of we lie down together, you got your say in it.
Yeah.
So
But
it's like, I feel like we unnecessarily take on that whole baggage of making sure the family's okay. Because then you overlook people's roles. You overlook your partner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can look as if like you don't think your partner is strong enough mentally, money-wise or anything to have an input to make sure the ship is stable. Because you're just worrying about it's just, okay, I ain't got to look after everyone.
I got a question for the man then. Do you not actually take your mental health into consideration?
I do.
When you're like doing everything? Like, do you take time out and actually sit there and think, "Raw, I've done a lot"?
Only when it's too late.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Hard. And I realised, shit, my mental health is on the ropes. I need a break.
See, as a man,
How
too
come
late.
I make this funny, man?
Always too late.
So this is a serious
Like, man's grinding hard.
no, but see, this is the thing.
4 hours a day and shit.
Alright,
And you're
so
like,
boom.
you get to a stage where you're finished, yeah? And you're like, what's wrong? Like, the batteries aren't working. Then you reflect on what's been going on. Like, I haven't been sleeping.
Eating.
I've been eating. I'm always eating, but it's just the sleep.
You see, when you haven't been eating, that is a different type of.
Yeah, real
That's a
talk.
different type of.
I've just been grinding and still, like, just thinking like, rah, I'm feeling there's something off about this, like.
Yeah.
And you're like, rah, like, maybe I've just been working too hard. Like, I do actually need to sleep. I do. You can't. You need to find the balance.
I'm
Innit?
gonna crash, burn down.
The burnout. When you get to that burnout stage,
It's just horrible.
That's interesting the way you said about the mental health thing, because
Bruv.
generally I don't think about that, you know.
Start thinking about your mental health. Like, I went into work one
I
time.
don't, bro.
You need people around you that can spot it as well.
Cheers.
100%. I always take a refresh. Every
Yeah.
part, I say to people, like every time in the year when it gets to like September, I just go ghost.
Yeah.
Because it's for me, innit? Like, I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I go ghost for me. But when I see my friends overworking themselves, I would say, listen, take a week out or take a long weekend. Go do something to relax yourself. I don't mean just go out and treat yourself. Relax. Properly sleep. Take in a good amount and just digest what's going on.
What I was going to say with like the mental health side of things, as a man, we find it a lot harder to actually speak about our mental health because we think it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, that's
And
part
obviously, when we do, it's normally too late. And then we start screaming for help. But then obviously
for
No. Listen to what I'm saying. When you start doing certain things and then your man them like, yeah, why don't you come to me? It's like, because when I did try to come to you at certain situations, you're like, oh yeah, man up, you got this. The way we react to our friends asking for help as well, as guys, is not as healthy as people think it is.
It is that the whole gotta be a man mentality, like, yeah.
but it's also
You got this, bro.
being
You gotta
able
deal
to
with it.
bring up the conversation. It's so many things. Like, we've always been told, like, speak out. But a lot of times when men speak out, we don't believe people understand what we're trying to say fully anyway. As Kwame said, it's when you get to the last ditch moment where, like, you're really trying to plead. Like, listen, something's wrong with me, innit?
Yeah.
I'm going through this. But then maybe sometimes it's a bit too late for someone to even intervene and help you at that point.
It's true.
But this is why it's, like, important. The older you get, the more you realise you need good people around you to spot when you're not being you.
Yeah.
So they can actually approach you and be like, actually, this seems a little bit off. Do you want to talk about it?
Ask the tough questions.
And,
Not a lot of people want to do that. Though,
and
man.
that's the point. A lot of people don't want to. And I feel like trust in people nowadays is just mad anyway. We don't really trust anyone to fully open up.
Yeah.
Because I know personally, I don't.
I just talk to people. I have two close friends that I know I can talk to, and yeah, man. Like, what usually happens is I carry a lot of stuff and hold a lot of stuff in. So sometimes it can just be a bit overwhelming, innit? So the best thing to do sometimes is literally just call my brethren, go link my friend, and literally we just talk about everything, and then it just feels so refreshing afterwards. You just felt like you just lifted a bag of weight off your shoulders, innit? So yeah, or I literally just talk to my mom, my parents, because they understand me the most at the end of the day. And sometimes it's just nice to let to know that people just want to listen. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have to say anything to you. Just the fact that
An ear to listen.
you know what I mean. That's enough for me. That's enough
like
for me.
People forget that skill. Like, listening is an actual skill. Not many people can sit there and it's not even just sitting there and hearing what I'm saying. I want you to think about what I'm saying and take it in, because that's listening. And even saying that, when you said about who you go and speak to, a good question is why, how do I word it? Is it would or why men don't necessarily open like that to their partners, but they'd open up to their friends or other family members, but never really their partners?
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
My thoughts and feelings on this is, when men articulate ourselves, we speak, but you don't listen. So active communication, but you don't comprehend what we're actually going through.
Okay.
Like, we can talk to you, you can be like, yeah, this, and this, but it's like, I'm talking to a brick wall at the end of the day. Like, if you were actually able to sit down and understand the same level of stuff that we're going through, like, as guys, we can be like, yeah, man, I'm going through this, and you can actually relate to it more. Like, I can speak to a gal, and they can say things to me and be like, I understand what you're saying, but as I'm not in your situation, I can't fully comprehend it. Whereas if I'm speaking to the man, they're going to be able to say, yeah, Jam, I understand and I comprehend what you're saying, and we can find solutions with it.
Like, you see, when you're in a relationship and that, yeah, like, it's kind of like the guy's the soldier, isn't it?
Yes.
The guy's front line, taking it in,
line.
taking all the shots, yeah. So, and you
so
can't look.
weakness,
I don't know. You can't look weak in front of your partner, really.
I agree.
So, I don't know. You're just not. You're just
Why?
not
Why can't you look weak?
No, I'm not saying you can't, but it just seems better to not look weak in front of your partner.
Why?
It could be used against you. So like,
Yeah,
say you open it up, bruv, something happens after, bruv, you break up, that's gonna be taught, you get used against you.
Then
so
it is what it is.
No, but
so what?
No. But sometimes if it's a deep thing,
But
you know what
that
you're
says a
thinking.
lot about them than you.
No,
Yeah.
100%. But
I've come to you in confidence.
The thing is, but the thing is, why don't we open up? And that would be a reason.
Well, you said earlier, you're going to speak to someone, but you're not really going to speak to the person you're in a relationship with. Shouldn't there be open communication so you actually be able to fix
So
the
you're
problem?
telling me, let's be real now. You're telling me you can, everything you're going through, you can tell your partner.
Not everything,
Why
but
not?
there should be a level of open communication that you're able to solve before you go to someone else.
Okay.
Or even if you don't disclose to them what it exactly is, you can disclose to them there's something going on, you need to sort it out.
Yeah.
I feel like that level of communication needs to be in a relationship. Just need to be aware. You don't have to tell them the nitty gritty of everything.
And do you know what it is as well?
But at least they know.
You see, sometimes the things a man's going through, you can't even tell your, like, it depends how close you are. But if you tell your partner too much, you might just be putting a lot of extra stress on her. She can't handle your level of stress. Do you get?
But that's what you think personally.
That's
you
very
don't
true.
know that.
Until you experience that conversation of saying, this is what I'm going through, they can't tell you, yeah, I'm here to help, or I understand what you're going through, but I'm not going to be able to use you. Like,
what about other avenues as well? Like, does anyone take up counselling or anything like that? Any actual like specialist type of help for mental health?
I haven't.
Still.
I've been thinking about it though. I heard it's quite good.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think I definitely need to, bro. 100%, bro.
Because, as I said multiple times, a lot of like these areas when it comes to counselling and mental health, we don't access these services. Whereas these services are asking for men, especially and especially black men, like speak up, because there's a lot of shit the world can see. The struggles for men daily is stupid, as much as the struggle for women. Both are just as important. But the thing is, women more likely to access these services, where men tend to not do so.
Do you know what? Big up the women, you know.
Big them up, bruv.
You see when I'm going through the mad things. Women are there for a good they're there for the ear, you know.
Yeah.
That's
To
what I'll
listen. It's
like
good.
when you're going through hard times.
Yeah, if they genuinely care about you, then yeah, of course.
That's when you find out who really cares still.
Real talk.
Yeah.
That's when I met some
when
real
you're going
people
through a
still.
hard time, that's when you see your real friends.
Your brethrens, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's important, bruv.
I get
Very,
angry
very.
at people.
Alright, imagine this.
Yeah, because like I care too much for my friends.
Yeah.
So when they're going through the hard stuff, I always take note of who's around.
Yeah.
And whenever they come out of the hard stuff and they're celebrating, I take note again who's around.
Oh, who's around?
If you weren't there from the lot, I'll get angry at you.
I'm gonna ask you a real serious question, that my therapist asked me. How many friends do you actually have?
Me personally.
Like, everyone, how many friends do you actually have? And this isn't saying that people are around you. This is saying, any time of the day, you have something going on in your life, good, bad, someone that you can count on.
Oh, right now.
Free.
Like, in your life right now, no matter
Actually,
what
I
it
have
is,
two.
they are there for you. How many people do you have as friends?
Got two.
It's quite a mad statement to make, though.
Bruv.
Real talk, fam.
I did say it was going to be a mad
How do
question.
you expect someone to be there for you anytime?
Look, bruv,
No, but there is people like that.
I'm not
Like,
saying that you can go to them every time of the day, but I'm saying, in your life right now, if there was a situation like that, who was the first people that are going to pop to your head? Those are your actual friends.
Like, you're saying all this here, but you don't need to have 100 people like that, really.
Nah, you don't.
You just need.
You
Like
don't want to
said,
be
you need
too
a handful.
exposed, man.
Yeah.
You need a
Not-
handful of
I
them.
always feel in life, not everyone should have access to you.
Yeah, and a lot of people just want to know your business, man. They don't give a damn.
It's true.
They're
It's
listening
gossip.
like, yeah, all
It's
straight.
gossip.
What? They don't give a damn,
It's a lot
bro.
of gossip for them,
And,
bro.
and as you
That's
said,
what
you
it
see when
is.
you said about the females using it against you, I feel that's just everyone in general.
Yeah.
Like anyone can use it against you. And I don't know, maybe that's why I just don't like human beings as it is.
Chill.
As I said, the mental thing is really tough because as everyone in there knows, there's been multiple suicides this year.
Sad.
And a lot
Sad
probably
still.
been close to home to most
Sad.
of us. So it's like, that just highlights how we don't talk about our issues or we don't feel like anyone can understand.
Or we feel like people don't care.
That too. There is
I think that's a big one.
it is a big one.
I think that's one of the main reasons why people end up in that situation.
What people just feel like
They feel like people don't care.
Don't care. Or my problems ain't bigger than yours. So what's the point of me telling everyone? You know?
And if you hold
Or
it
it's
in-
just super hard to tell people.
Or I'm a man. I need to deal with this on my own. Why do you think a lot of guys, they just lock off? Like, you see when people go through things,
Yeah.
they literally just shut down. Like, I do that sometimes. Like, if I go through things, you won't hear from me. Like, I'm kind of ghost for a bit, innit?
Social
So-
media lock off.
It's not even just social media.
Just
Like,
in general.
I'm just not on talking to anyone right now, innit?
Oh no, like I know what you mean. Like I've actually messaged like multiple people at one, like at certain points in my life. Like, we're still cool. I'm just not gonna speak to you right now.
You're nice, I don't have a message.
But it's because I speak to these people daily, and obviously,
That don't matter to me. I just go, like when I say to people like you gotta love yourself so much, you don't have to explain to everyone in the moment.
it's not a case that I got to explain. It's just a case of saying this. I'm going through something right now.
Okay.
I'll message you back
Just a
when
heads
I'm
up.
ready. Yeah, I don't explain that to no one. Like, if I'm ready to explain it to you when I'm out of this situation, then so be it. But I just let people know like the most people that I would actually speak to daily, then it's a case of I'm gonna give you the heads up just so you know that nothing's wrong.
But on that though, everyone, if you look can hear me, always reach out to people.
100%.
Always make sure someone knows at least how you're feeling.
100%.
They don't need to know. And if you can, access the services that are there to help you.
100%.
It's always a thing to just... We're not professionals. Just giving some...
So how do you deal with your stresses then, mate?
Me?
Man's giving it 100%. How are you dealing with your stresses?
To be fair, yeah, I can't lie. I'm still kind of hanging, bro. I'm still hanging. I've been in some big ass daydreams, bro. But yeah, no. But me, I can't lie. I don't even know how I do stuff, bro. I'm actually being honest. I don't know, but I just feel like
Just go with the wind.
I just go with the wind.
Do
I
you feel?
I got like the it is what it is type of like mindset.
Do you feel that coping mechanism is healthy?
I don't think it is, to be honest, but it is what it is.
We move.
It is what it is. Bro, it is, blood.
So what I was gonna say is because I know you like to take up like different projects at different times.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever sat and thought, do I really need to do that, or is it just a case of I don't want to think about certain things, so I'm gonna inveigle myself in something else, so I don't have to think about it?
What do you mean?
So, you know when you're like, oh yeah, I want to be able to do this, this, and this,
Yeah.
and then you take on another project and another project.
Yeah.
Is it a case of you're running from something that you know you should be dealing with, or is it just a case of I just want to be able to do it?
If I be honest, I just want to tap into bare skills and find a way to monetize from it, bruv. So I don't,
Like you said, that could be you diverting and distracting yourself from something you need to actually face.
nah, it actually isn't, you know, because you see what it is. Otherwise, the whole lockdown, I was playing game and watching stuff, and I was like, "Blood, this is what I'm boring, bruv." So I don't want to be doing this the whole time, bruv. I need to do something to keep my mind occupied. So that's what it is. My mind's just about just occupying my mind, really. Otherwise, I'll just end up playing FIFA, bruv. And then when I play it, I feel like I'm like, blood, am I a bum, bruv? Even though I'm working, I'm like, blood, am I a bum, bruv? Now, why am I playing a game for, blood? Well, I watched the whole season or something.
That's your escape, though.
Nah, it's not really escape. Like, my actual escape is finding something I actually like doing. Like, for instance, with Eddie, I flipping rate that. Like, I actually like doing it.
Playing the game?
But that just shows you're not really. If you have a problem, you're not really tackling it. You're diverting. You're playing games.
You're running away.
How's that a problem, though? But wait a second, why are you trying to be so therapist, bro?
I had to ask the question. We're not asking everyone.
We're not therapizing. We're just asking.
Man answered.
No, but
Answered.
that's putting a spanner in the works, isn't
Man,
it?
I said.
We did the classic remote. You all said, here's the spanner, mate.
Man answered.
You said you play games, so I'm
in
saying.
general.
Okay.
I just said in general. I said that's not a hiding or coping mechanism. Man just used to just play games, and I thought that at that time I was like, blood, man should be doing something else. Because after I play, I'm like, blood, why did I just wasted bare time? Like, why? Like the game's alright, but I feel like man's wasting time, bruv. Like, what am I doing?
No, I hear you,
fam.
I hear you.
I can't even lie. That didn't even work that time. That was a bad one.
It was premeditated. It was premeditated.
That was a little bro moment, bro.
It was premeditated.
Good on that one, bro. Better than this time, bro.
We don't reverse.
Say no. Say no, boy. Kwame, how do you cope with your stresses?
Man just turns into Quash Rami.
Stress.
All seriousness,
gym,
though.
man.
All seriousness.
Still.
Gyms are out there.
Gym, you know.
Gym saved my
and
life.
Get money, man.
Get gym and get money, you know.
Jeez.
That's it.
Fuck
man.
bitches, get money. That's what he's doing, bro. That's what he's doing, bro.
That's the cure to it.
When the
still.
funny man runs, bro. I'm out, he's out spitting people with this run, man.
What? You better gonna.
You run
Alright. Let's see.
you see how old men run, blood?
We'll see.
He runs like an old man, blood. That's what it looks like, blood.
We'll see you, man.
You know what he does? You know what, when he runs, yeah? You keep remember, you know they do that, what's that fast walking thing?
The field, and arguably it's one of the strongest global fields we've seen for quite some time.
Yeah, look, it's a sport that a lot of people don't understand.
Have you seen that fast?
Yeah,
speed walking. That's what Kobe when he runs, bro. Just
Everyone remember this, yeah? Remember this for when we do the race, yeah?
Sorry, all of this footage
I
gonna
can't
be
lie
put
to
in
you.
the
I can't
race
lie
of the
to you,
voice
yeah?
of-
Listen to this, yeah? This is exactly, and I'm telling you 100% this is what's happening. I don't care what anybody says, yeah? You man can't tell me nothing, yeah? I win that race, it's on the thing. I lose it, you ain't seen nothing.
Raw.
So basically, you heard what he said. As long as he wins, it's going in there. So you know when it's not in there, he's lost.
It's going
it's not in there, he's lost in it. Remember, he said it out of his own mouth.
We're editing that one.
Nah, you ain't doing that, man. Nah, I reckon I beat it though. To me, he just looks slow, man. I don't know why, bro.
See when my voiceover starts, it's just pure cracking up with it.
People them, go talk about their problems. We've been J3. Now I'm taking the piss. Find a hobby that makes you happy. At least.
Don't overcomplicate things, man.
Very
Don't
true.
overcomplicate things.
Very true. But that all comes from just being all in your head. Do you know what I mean?
You gotta talk to people as well.
There you go.
You can't go through life alone, innit? That's all I know, innit?
Yeah.
You need to talk a lot to people.
You see what I've learned even just from today is a lot of the pressures of quote unquote being a man is somewhat self-inflicted at times. So that kind of get out of your head and just make sure you focus with a plan. You have your plan, just aim towards the plan. That's all you really need to do. And don't cloud yourself with what other people are doing. Just focus on your journey.
And if you do want to speak to people, please be people you trust. Don't just go out chatting to like anyone in it, because it's fugazi right now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know, you know.
Huh?
I don't know about that one. Because shall I tell you what? Sometimes you got to speak to a lot of people to figure out who you can actually trust to speak to. Because you speak to the wrong person about your problems. Depending on how big your problems are, what's the worst that's really going to happen?
If you're going through personal problems, would you prefer to talk to someone you trust or someone you don't know at all?
If you're speaking to someone that's speaking to a therapist, isn't it? Sometimes that's the whole point of therapy. Sometimes
someone you don't know, sometimes you open
someone who you don't know, who you can fully open up to, who won't judge you.
But why would your close friend would judge you if you were talking to him about a problem?
It's not that they will judge you, but seeing as they know you, it's obviously I'm not a therapist, but I know this is why people speak to therapists. It's because it's someone you don't know, who has no idea who you can tell them anything, and it's like you just seeing as you haven't had anyone to speak to this said situation about, you can just open up entirely.
So, all right, for instance, say like you had a friend who was going through, who went through similar problems you had.
Yes.
You wouldn't feel comfortable speaking to that person.
I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about people.